Today is all about the power in the C circuits now. So for this activity, we need our equipment, which is the base unit, the facet board, the basic fundamental facet board. We also have our multimeter okay, and our uh, two post connectors. Okay. The first one we're going to do is the power in a series resistive circuit. So what will happen is that I will do all the steps that requires measuring for the activity, and the rest will be answered by you. So, so and so for power in series resistive, first thing that we need to do is to look at our circuit power block, which is the power circuit block. Then the next one is for us to connect our cassette board into the circuit that is shown in your laboratory manual. So we have here a switch. Therefore, ito pong switch na to is connected, or this is the physical physical switch for this switch, as you can see. So it indicates kung alin pong circuit po tayo magko-connect. Ito. So in this case, we need to set our switch into position. Kapag okay. For number three, calculate and record the values of RT, IT, VR1, and VR2. Now measure and record those same values. Okay. And we need to measure for the um, RT, IT, VR1, and VR2. So first, we need to check if our source voltage is the same as the voltage applied uh, dun po sa ating uh, diagram. No? So ito po, kung makikita po natin, the positive is in the lower side and the negative is in the upper part. So baka lang may mag-question, sir, bakit yung black ay nasa taas, hindi ba dapat nasa ano yan? So that is the reason why. So we need to, okay, set ko to voltage of yung ating multimeter. So as you all know na medyo maluwag na yung ibang parts natin. So we need to okay. It is 15.1. Let's measure the value of resistance. Uh, the we need the value of resistance. One, check po natin ulit the ohms. Okay, when we will measure value. This is the value. This is the value of the R1. Then then this is the value of R2. Yeah, that is the value. Now we will check, or we will get the IT, or total current of the circuit. So we verified that earlier this is 15 VDC. So we will check the value of the value of the current. So we will place our pointer here. Go and check the current. So the value of the current is 5.09 milliamps. Then now we will check the individual voltage of each resistor. The R1 equivalent to, or its value is 5.08 volts. Then for your VR2, the value of VR2 is 10.0. Then, using that values, answer the item 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So for item number 9, we are asked to put the power switch into position B, which is dito po. So, para lang ma-select or magawa natin yan, let's put it into B. So, answer the question for that. Then now we will get the value of the RT, the current, VR1 and VR4. So, first is we will get the RT. So let's turn this off because we are going to get the value of your resistance. Okay. Check how much is our R1. Um, it- uh, this is the value of your R1 closely to 1 kilo ohms. Then the value of your R4 is the value of your R4 closely to 1 kilo ohms also. Uh, Now we'll turn this on and get our IP. Let's get the IP of this circuit. Since it changed because of the change in the circuit. Okay, this is the value of the IP, 7.63. Then the next one is the VR1. So let's turn on this. Our multimeter 2 voltage. So VR1. VR1 natin is 7.57. Then ang ating VR4 is a value of 7.87. Okay. Then um, with that values that we got, so you can answer now the remaining of the questions. And let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. Okay. Next is the power in parallel resistive circuit. So, iba na po yung ating gagawin. Kanina po is series. This time is the power in parallel. So first one is that once again, we need to locate our circuit block, our power circuit block. Then connect the circuit shown in your laboratory manual. There. We need to connect R2 and R3. Then put back to our um, position A. So, ang sabi dito is that you need to um, get the value of your resistors, no, as color code. So I will give, or I will attach. I already attached the picture of your resistors 2 and 3. Now we will measure the voltage drop for R2. So okay, we are told na kunin yung voltage drop in our R2. Voltage, okay. Voltage drop for R2 is 7.35. Okay. Then you need to measure or get the value of the power using all the data you have. Then now we are going to get the current for R3. Okay? We will get the current for R3. Let's put our multimeter into ammeter and measure our current for R3. Okay. The value of our R3 is 3.72 milliamps. Okay. Then with the information you have, answer the question 6 and 7. So now let's proceed to question number 8, wherein we will move the switch from position A to position B. Nasa position B na tayo. Measure and record the value of the voltage across our R4. And the value of our R4 is 7.35. Once again, you will use that information to question 9 and question 10. And also, we don't need to, for question 11, you are asked to measure again, and nothing has changed. No, so we will use the same value for question 11. Then that's it. So that is the power in parallel circuit. Power in parallel circuits. It off. So now let's proceed to the power in series parallel resistive circuit. Okay. So if you're going to proceed In the activity, for question 3, we are asked to measure and record the following circuit values. We have the VA, the VE, the VR1, the IP, the R1, R2, R3, and the R. Okay. So first is we need to measure the applied voltage, but let's check if we are in the right path. We need to locate the power circuit block, which is here. Then connect our circuit into the figure shown and place our switch to back to switch A. Then now we can measure. So first is the voltage, the applied voltage. Let's check that your word is on or your base unit is on. So let's check the value of our applied voltage, and we got 14.75. Then we will get the VE. The VE is 7.33 volts. We will also need to get the VR1 or the voltage across R1, and we got um, 7.42 volts. Now we will switch our multimeter to ammeter and get the IT for this. The IT for the circuit is 7.5 milliamperes. Let's turn off our base unit and get the value of our R1, R2, and R3. R1. So the value of your R1 is sorry, 994.994 kilo ohms. Then we will get the value of our R2. The value of your R2 and is 1.964 kilo ohms. Then the value of R3 and 1.968 kilo ohm. And for R2, RT, sorry, the total resistance is 1.977 kilo ohm. Okay. Then you will use that information to answer the item 4 and 5. Now, we are asked to switch the circuit modification 16. I will not move the, the camera because it might ruin the setup, but I already turn it on. Okay. Alright, by switching on our first circuit modifications number 16, we'll check the already applied voltage kung ilan siya. Hindi naman po siya. So we got 15.15. Then our equivalent voltage, or not the VE, we got, sorry, yung ko lang po ng konti pang 5 volts. Then for our VR1, we got 16, 10.14 volts. So the next one is that we will get our IT. Let's put this into our ammeter, then get the value of this. The value that we got is 10.22 milliampere. Then we'll turn this off because we are going to get the value of our resistor, and we'll measure R1, R2, and R. So the value of R1 is 94, oh sorry, 0.0994 kilo ohms. Let's get the value of R2. Now we will get the value of R2. So here is our value, which is 1.966 kilo ohms. Okay. Then we will get the value of our R3. That's 1.964 kilo ohms. Then after that, can calculate as said in as what is said in your laboratory manual. You need to calculate the RE, and we also provide the measure value of RE, which is and now for our measured RE is 9.81. The next, you will use that information to item 7, 8, and 9. Then we will go to item 11, which we are required to turn off our CM16. There you go. Off natin. Nanggalin po muna natin ito ating mga leads. Then, okay, um, as we turn on our CM switch 16, we need to verify that we are still in position A. And using two connectors, connect R2, and, and R3 as RL. Okay. Then we will put back our CM switch 16 on with R2 and R2, R3, and RCM in parallel. Measure and record the value of RL of our RL in shown in figure 10-16. No? Nasa laboratory manuals niyo po yan. Ayan. Then, oh, we will measure the IL, the VL, and then you will solve for the PL or the power. No? Okay po. Let's check po natin no, kung 500 nga po ito. Let's check. Ilan yung RL natin dito. So, ang RL po natin is for 89 kilo ohms or ang ating almost 500 kilo ohms. A point 500 kilo ohms or 500 ohms. So now we will measure its voltage. So buksan po natin. We will turn it on. Sorry. Then we will measure its VL. We'll measure its VL. Ang atin pong VL is 4.81 volts. Then ang ating IL, yung pong IL is so ang atin pong IL is 10.30. Yan. Okay. Then switch off daw po natin sa 16 as said in as item 14. Now we will measure its RM. Measure its RL, sorry. Okay, our RL is, there you go, 1,000. Okay. Then we will measure also the values for the VDC and the current. And type po natin kung si current. Sorry, for the current. Okay. So for the current, we have 7.59 milliampere. And for our voltage will show oops, 7.5 volts. Okay, then we will remove R3 from the circuit. Okay, we will measure again the RL. Saan na ba tayo dyan? Okay. So that will be 1.960. Then we'll measure the current for the circuit. The value of our current is 5.06. Our voltage 9.96. You will use that information to answer the remaining questions